Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Another lovely day. Got to play on the table today. Most exciting. Made a clock. Well, found a clock, altered a clock, brought you along. Making a clock. It was way fun. Thank you to Dina Dana. She sent some more goodies. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to all that are supporting through Amazon links and Patreon and leaving comments and things like that on YouTube. Much, much, much appreciated. So I would like to read a letter to you from Kylie. Kylie lives in New Zealand. All the way from Hamilton, New Zealand. I'm so excited for you to receive this letter and all the goodies that come with it. She sent a bunch of candies and some New Zealand goodies. A little about me. 33, Taurus, 100%, country girl, but 7 years ago I moved to the city. I fell in love with both city and girl. Together we've created a beautiful life with our 6 fur babies that are basically our kids. I was 12 the last time I walked or moved my fingers or had any hand or bodily functions working. I had broken my neck on impact by diving off a jetty into shallow water, and for the last 20 years I've lived as a tetraplegic. I broke my, and I'm not sure, I think it's L5 through C6 vertebrae, one vertebrae away from being like Christopher Reeves. Before my accident, I was outdoorsy. Riding horses was one of my favorite things to do. Writing and arts, crafts have always been my passion. I'd give anything to have my finger functions back. But I taught myself to do with what I had to do, what I do have. Since discovering you, Lori Marie, my determination, my passion, inspiration, excitement, and creativity has been thriving, and I love it so much. Thank you so much. And she wanted to handwrite this because she's learned how to do that. So it's taken her 20 years to be able to do it, and by golly, she did it. So she sends lots of love. Kiss, kiss, kiss. So I guess my message here is if Kylie can get to the table, we can get to the table. So she's amazing. So thank you, Kylie. I did check with Kylie first to make sure that it was okay if I read this to you, and she said yes, it was. So I share it with you. All right, let's go have some fun. See you on the table. Look what we're going to do today. We're going to alter a clock. This is a clock that I found on the side of the road. Somebody was giving it away. Patricia and I were on a walk, so we stopped and picked it up. It's been in my studio for maybe a couple weeks, a little bit longer than that because we've been away. But I used acrylics, actually Arteza acrylics, and the Arteza white pen. I used charcoal pencil, which was fun to play with. I usually do not. This is an image from Dover, the Dover books. This is a woman's image from the Women's Images Dover, perhaps. I used my Cuttlebug on a toilet paper roll and made some fun lacy stuff for her. Made some adjustments on the way, of course. So grab your acrylics, maybe a sewing pattern or a coffee filter, some old paper, an image you want to play with, and some fun paper. I think that's about it. Okay, let's have some playtime on the table. This is a clock that I found on a walk. And so what I'm going to do, there's little tabs here. So I'm going to see if I can get the face off here so that I can play with the paper. Let me play with that and see if I can do that. All right, I did get the face out of the clock. I had to cut it. This is like plastic. And I have monkeyed with clocks before, and once I monkey with that center piece, it's never quite as tight. So I decided to just take the face off. All right, first I'm going to add some underpants. Handsome hubby is napping, so we're being a little bit quiet here. I'm going to use some Mod Podge. you know that I put my underpants on straight, so even though this is a round surface, we are going to put those underpants on, and then I'll go back later and trim off the excess. Alright, I have underpants on it. I'm just going to go around with my scissors and just cut off the excess. Now I know it's cut here. I'm just going to leave that, and when it's all done, I will recut that center opening. I'm going to take a little bit of gesso and some water and my brayer. Nice texture. Can still see the underpants a little bit, and we will dry that. Arteza sent me some acrylic colors. There's 60 colors here, which are absolutely amazing. So I'm going to play with some of these today. What I do with Arteza is I use some of their product, create a video, and then send the video to them and review their paints. So that's very fun. I'm going to use this pink that's down here. And let's see what else. Yellow-green. And then, of course, some kind of a yellow. Got some yellows to choose from. Oh, look, they have a yellow ochre. We are in luck. So I'm going to take some of this delicious yellow ochre and water and my brayer. Let that dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna, this is a face from the Dover book of women. Maybe faces of women or just women, I don't know. But I'm gonna put some clear gesso on this. Just want this to have a bite. All right, this is pretty dry. I'm gonna bring in the pink. Not quite as much pink. Add some water. And my brayer. And we'll let that dry. Bring in the yellow-green. Add some water. And just smush it down with my credit card. And let that dry. All right, bring the white gesso back in. And water. Let it dry. The ochre. We're just building up the background right now. Water. Brayer. And let that dry. This is gorgeous. Let that dry. All right, this is the pink that we used in the background. I grabbed a light magenta, or a magenta light, and I'm going to put some of that on my workspace. Water that down. And I'm going to add some splatters to this clock face. Let that dry. I'm going to bring in a charcoal pencil, which I don't usually play with. But we're just going to make some doodles. So just play a little bit on your clock face. I'm going to bring my white artisan marker in and just play a little bit with that. I believe that is the background for our clock. We shall see. I'm going to bring in a white pastel. Just kind of blend all this in a little bit, give it a cloudy look. And our ever faithful Stabilo. It's been waiting for us. Now for those that don't know how to use the Stabilo, I just use it for low lighting. It is a Stabilo 8046. Then I put moisture on my finger and I smudge it. You can use a Q-tip, you can use a cotton ball, you can use a makeup sponge, you can use, just dip your finger in water. Just make sure you don't have too much moisture on your finger so that it becomes runny. You don't want it to blend out too far. Well, I don't know if you do or not. I don't want it to blend out too far. And this is a little bit different because it has the white there. So that makes it very yummy. So this is a toilet paper roll that I've cut in half. It has gesso on it from a previous whatever. And I'm going to run this through my Cuttlebug. So I do have a nice texture on there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there we go. And let that dry. All right, that's mostly dry. Bringing in a black StazOn ink pad and picking up the texture with that. Beautiful. All right, I have this picture of a Victorian woman from the Dover books. I'm just going to cut her out. I have no idea how much I'm going to use of her. She's beautiful. And she is so fragile. My goodness. My printer actually just printed part of her, so I have her hair in 2 pieces, which I can glue together. All right, I'm going to glue her together with a little bit of Mod Podge. And I'm going to go ahead and glue her down to the clock face. I'm going to put a coat of Mod Podge on top of her, seal her. Let her dry. I'm going to play with altering her. She's not quite dry, but I did find the perfect mouth, so we must. And the perfect eye. So we must. All right, I have to walk away from her. She's beautiful. I'm cutting that toilet paper roll, giving her a bit of a ruffle there. How am I doing walking away? Not so good. Nope, that's going to go there, that's for sure. All right, walk away. All right, I brought in some gorgeous paper. Kind of hid her dress there. We'll put that fun collar on there. That looks fun. Let's go ahead and glue those down. Grab a paper punch, make her a little earring here. Need to figure out what to do with all of this hair. Got a lot of hair. Might be able to make her a little headband. That would be better than all that hair. So let's just see. Do something like that. I'm going to cut these out, glue those on her headband. I'm going to just create a few embellishments for the right side. Pop out some holes. Soften this edge. Bring in a little bit of gesso. And I've gone around the edge with the white, give her a cloudy appearance. I cut a circle from the same paper as her dress, and I'm going to put that circle around her eye. Good morning. Sun is up, coffee in hand, looking at our piece this morning. She needs a bigger mouth. I have my charcoal pencil, and I'm just going to play. So I don't like this part of her hair. So I'm going to take that napkin I've been soaking things up with. Put a coat of Mod Podge over the whole thing. And we will let her dry. Bring in the Stabilo, finish the edge. I'm going to cut it. See if we can get it back into that clock. Take a coffee filter, bend that part. And just to even things out, I'm going to go ahead and put a coffee filter on the 3 and the 9 as well. And we'll let that dry, and while that's drying, we'll make some numbers. So I have some rubber stamps and some StazOn. And I have, these are the edges of the pages that I tore out for underpants. And I'm just going to do 1 through 12. All right, let's put some numbers on. All right, she's dry, she's put back together. I'm just going to go with my charcoal pencil, which is really different for me. I'm not used to playing with that, and it's good to do something new, right? So just go around the numbers, make them stand out a little bit more. All right, I'm going to pop her cover back on and call her done. Okay, ta-da! Here she is, and she is gorgeous, and the clock is working. I have to say I didn't test the clock first to see if it worked, so yeah, luck is she works. So she's very, very pretty and working and telling us the time. So go create, go play, go have fun.